Okay, my dear students, now we are going to the chapter-wise concept. The topic is trigonometry. Now we are going to the trigonometric ratios. In that, the relation among degrees, radians, and grades. So we know that 90 degrees is equal to pi by 2 radians is equal to 100 grades. So multiply with 2 for this. 180 degrees is equal to pi radians is equal to 200 grades. Now, so how to convert degrees in terms of radians, radians in terms of grades, like that. So, examples we have to take. Find 135 degrees in terms of radians. So 135 degrees. 135, actually we know that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. From this, 180 into 1 degree is equal to pi radians. That's why 1 degree is equal to pi radians by 180. 1 degree is equal to pi radians by 180. Since this is the symbolic notation for degrees, this is the symbolic notation for radians, this is the symbolic notation for grades. That's all. Now, to find 135 degrees, this can be write 135 into 1 degree. That's why 135 into, in place of 1 degree, we have to write pi radians by 180. Right? So, here 45 threes, here 45 fours. That's why 3 pi by 4 radians. 135 degrees in terms of radians is equal to 3 pi by 4 radians. Okay, that's all. That means like this we have to convert degrees in terms of radians, radians in terms of grades. Observe here, since once, I will repeat once again, find 135 degrees in terms of radians. So we know that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. That's why 180 into 1 degree, that is pi radians. 1 degree is equal to pi radians by 180. That's why 135 degrees is nothing but 135 into 1 degree. In place of 1 degree, we have to write pi radians by 180. That's why, so 45 threes cancel, 45 fours cancel. That's why 3 pi radians by 4. So for degrees converted into radians, we have to multiply with pi radians by 180 degrees. Pi radians by 180. We have to multiply with pi radians by 180. If we have to convert the degrees in terms of radians, pi radians by 180. Okay. Now one more example, that is, so find the result 315 degrees in terms of radians. Now solution for this. So 315 degrees can be write 315 into pi radians by 180. That's why here 7, that means 45 fours and 45 sevens. That's why 7 pi radians by 4. 7 pi by 4 radians. So 315 degrees is 7 pi by 4 radians. That's why degrees in terms of radians we have to convert. Multiply with the pi radians by 180. So that is the better way. Now we are going to radians convert it into degrees. Now observe one more example, that is, find 5 pi by 6 radian in terms of degrees. That's why solution for this question, 5 pi radians by 6 is equal to 5 into pi radians is nothing but 180 degrees in terms of degrees. 180 degrees by 6. That's why 6 30s cancel. So 5 into 30 degrees. So 5 into 30 degrees, 150 degrees. That's why 5 pi by 6 radians is equal to 150 degrees. That's why this is the process for radians converted into degrees. So one more, that is find one more example, that is find 2 pi by 3 radians, 2 pi by 3 radians in terms of degrees. That's all, in terms of degrees. So 2 pi by 3 radians, 2 pi by 3 radians, just in place of pi radians we have to write 180 degrees. That's why 2 times of 360 is cancelled. That's why 2 into 60 is 120 degrees. That's why, so for converting radians in terms of degrees, in place of pi radians we have to write directly 180 degrees. For converting degrees in terms of radians, so multiply with pi radians by 180. So radians in terms of degrees easy than the degrees in terms of radians. Since here in place of pi radians just we have to write 180 degrees. For radians in terms of degrees. In degrees in terms of radians, multiply with pi radians by 180. That's all. So these are the notations. So these are the examples. That means a relation between degrees and radians. So you can do degrees and grades and radians and grades. Okay, you can practice the questions. You can create the questions. Degrees in terms of radians and that means grades in terms of radians, and grades in terms of degrees, and radians in terms of degrees, radians in terms of grades, like that. Okay. Now we are going to find the complementary angles. The definition of the complementary angles. If two angles are said to be complementary angles, then the sum of the angles is 90 degrees. Write that definition. If alpha comma beta are said to be complementary angles, then alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees. Alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees. Or alpha plus beta is equal to pi by 2 radians. That's why. So pi by 2 radians or just pi by 2 we have to write. That's why if two angles are said to be complementary angles, then alpha plus beta is equal to 90. That means if two angles are said to be complementary angles, then the sum of the angles is 90 degrees. So if alpha and beta are said to be complementary angles, then alpha plus beta is 90 degrees. That's why now, so some results depends upon this concept. The first result, that is sine square alpha plus sine square beta is equal to 1. Sine square alpha plus sine square beta is equal to 1. Why it is 1? Since, now proof for this, sine square alpha plus, in place of beta what we have to write? 90 minus alpha. So sine square 90 minus alpha. Now sine 90 minus theta is nothing but what? Cos. That's why sine square alpha plus cos square alpha. From the identity, sine square alpha plus cos square alpha is 1. That's why sine square alpha plus sine square beta is equal to 1. Similarly, cos square alpha plus cos square beta is also 1 from complementary angles. If alpha and beta are complementary angles, then sine square alpha plus sine square beta is equal to 1, and cos square alpha plus cos square beta is equal to 1. Similarly, next here tan alpha into tan beta is equal to 1. Now proof for this. Proof for this. That is tan alpha into, this can be right, tan 90 minus alpha. That's why tan alpha into tan 90 minus alpha is cot alpha. That's why cot alpha means 1 by tan alpha. That's why it is tan alpha into 1 by tan alpha. These two gets cancelled, that is 1. That's why tan alpha into cot tan beta is 1. Similarly, cot alpha into cot beta is 1. Cot alpha into cot beta 1, tan alpha into tan beta 1. When alpha beta are complementary angles. If alpha and beta are complementary angles, then sin square alpha plus sin square beta is 1. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta is 1. Tan alpha into tan beta is 1. And cot alpha into cot beta is 1. Now we are going to the questions on the concept. Especially these conditions. If alpha and beta are complementary angles, then sin square alpha plus sin square beta 1. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta 1. And product of tan alpha tan beta 1. Product of cot alpha into cot beta 1. And these are very, very important and most useful conditions for objective questions. Now we are going to the questions on the concept. Now the questions on the concept of complementary angles. The first question, sin square 18 degrees plus sin square 72 degrees is equal to 1, since 18 plus 72 is 90. 18 plus 72 is 90. And question number 2, cos square 36 degrees plus cos square 54 degrees is equal to 1. And question number 3, sin square 30 plus sin square 60 degrees is equal to 1. Why it is 1? We don't know the values of actually 18 degrees, 72 degrees and 36 degrees and 54 degrees of respective functions. But we know the values, the standard results of 30 and 60. So sin 30 1 by 2, it's a square, plus sin 60 root 3 by 2, it's a square. It gives, it is 1 by 4 plus it is 3 by 4. That's why 1 plus 3 by 4, that's why 4 by 4, that's why it is 1. So according to the complementary angles, what is that? If alpha plus beta 90, then sin square alpha plus sin square beta 1 and cos square alpha plus cos square beta 1. Like that here, 18 plus 72 90, 36 plus 54 90, that's why it is 1. Result is 1. Similarly, now the questions related to tan and cot. So tan 12 degrees, tan 12 degrees into tan 78 degrees, tan 12 degrees, tan 78 degrees. So this is also 1, since here it is alpha plus beta. Alpha plus beta is 90. That's why it is 1, since we have to prove this. Tan 12 degrees, this can be right, tan 90 minus 12 degrees. So it is tan 12 degrees into tan 90 minus 12 is cot 12 degrees. Actually we know that tan theta into cot theta is 1, reciprocal to each other. That's why it is 1. So similarly here also we have to prove sin square 18 degrees plus sin square 90 minus 18 degrees. 72 is nothing but 90 minus 18 degrees. That's why it gives sin square 18 plus sin 90 minus theta cos square 18. from the identity. Sin square theta plus cos square theta is 1. That's right. Like that you can prove these also. That's why one more, that is question number 5. So that is cot 30 degrees into cot 60 degrees is 1. Here it is alpha 30, beta 60. Then alpha plus beta is 30. Then cot alpha into cot beta 1. You can prove it. Cot 30 root 3 actually. And cot 60 is 1 by root 3. Then these two gets cancelled, answer is 1. That's all. Like that. That's why the complementary angles concept is very useful, especially for objective, for lengthy questions also we have to use complementary angles. So these are the examples on the complementary angles. Okay. So we can do some more questions depends upon the complementary angles. Now observe the question, that is sin square 5 degrees plus sin square 10 degrees plus sin square 15 degrees plus so on plus sin square 90 degrees is equal to first option 7, second option 8 and half, third option 9 and half, fourth option 7 and half. Now solution for this question. Take this sin square 5 degrees plus sin square 10 degrees plus sin square 15 degrees plus so on plus sin square 90 degrees. Actually this question depends upon the complementary angles. We know that if alpha and beta are said to be complementary angles, then alpha plus beta 90, at the same time sin square alpha plus sin square beta 1. Sin square alpha plus sin square beta 1. That means sum of the angles 90, then sin square alpha plus sin square beta 1. That's why we have to write here sin square 5 degrees plus sin square 10 degrees plus sin square 15 degrees plus so on plus last but one sin square 85 degrees plus last sin square 90 degrees. That means observe each angle differ by 5 degrees. That means difference is 5 degrees. That's why observe. So sin square 90 is 1. Now 5 plus 85 90. 10 plus 80 90. 15 plus 75 90. Like that we have to write the pairs. So 5 85 and 10 80 and 15 75 and this is 20 70 and 25 65, so 30 60 and it is 35 55 35 55, okay, and 40 50 and only 45 is there. Single 45 is there. That's why each pair represents 1. Since it is alpha and beta, if alpha plus beta 90, then sin square alpha plus sin square beta 1. So according to that concept, here we have to write sin square 5 degrees plus sin square 85 degrees. This is in one bracket plus sin square 10 degrees plus sin square 80 degrees. This is in one bracket plus so on plus the last two. That means in between there it is only sin square 45 is there. That is single plus sin square 90 is 1. Sin square 90 is 1. Are you clear? Since 5 85 like that, 40 50. 45 is single, one angle, one function with angle. That's why here this is 1. So this is 1 plus this is 1, this is 1 plus so on plus here sin square 45. Actually sin 45 is nothing but 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 whole square is 1 by 2 plus sin square 90, that is 1. So how many ones are there? Each pair represents 1. That's why it is 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 ones this pair, and this is 1 1. So 9 ones plus half. That's why it is 9 and half. That's why the option is third option is correct. 9 and half, that is third option is correct. That's all. Now the question, another question that is depends upon the same concept of complementary angles. So the question is the value of tan 20, tan 10 into tan 20 into tan 30 into so on, tan 80 is equal to. Now solution for this one. Options -1, first option, second option 0, third option 1 and fourth option 2. Now we have to, that means we know that if alpha plus beta is equal to 90 degrees, then tan alpha into tan beta is equal to 1 according to the complementary angles concept. That's why this can be right. Tan, take that tan 10 degrees, tan 20 degrees, tan 30 degrees, tan 40 degrees, tan 50 degrees, tan 60 degrees, tan 70 degrees, tan 80 degrees. That's all. So we have to write all the product. Now we can arrange tan into tan 80. That means tan into tan 80 one bracket. Since sum of the angles 90. Again tan 20 into tan 70 one bracket. Like this. Okay. We can arrange those brackets. That's all. So we have to arrange tan 80, tan 20, tan 70, tan 30, tan 60, tan 40, tan 50. Now each bracket is 1 according to this concept. If alpha plus beta 90, then tan alpha into tan beta 1. That's why each bracket represents 1 according to the complementary concept. 1 into 1 into 1 into 1. That's why answer is 1. That's why that is in third option. That's all. So this is the concept of complementary angles. So the questions depends upon the complementary angles in objective like this. That's why we can use the complementary angles concept properly. We can do the questions very easy. That's why you can revise the concepts from the beginning of the trigonometry. Then trigonometry is very easy. Otherwise it is a little bit difficulty. That's why you can practice all the concepts. You can practice the questions with the help of the concepts, and you can by heart the formula also. Okay, right. Bye.